All right. Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me on archive D Style here. Make sure you throw a jab at that like button. It is Sunday and it's another day for D Style's boxing stories. Every Sunday or every other Sunday, you check those out. I have the playlist on my channel for boxing stories. So make sure you check those out. I have the power of your own piss. My uncle believed that Marquez can, you know, that it was legitimate. That he believed in the power of drinking your own urine. You got to check that shit out. And also, my first fatherless Father's Day. That's a more emotional one, but you go check that one out. Right now, we're going to be talking about some of these boxing stories. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. All right. Let me say this, and I know I didn't put a notice out there anyway. Those that don't catch it, there's always archive. And you're watching archive, please, all right, throw a jab at that like button. All right? Check it out. The first Barrera fight, I did not watch it live. Okay, I caught it on Mexican television the next day on Sunday, and they were playing that thing all week. Like they were, man, were they playing that thing all week? I mean, they were playing it all week, and I remember, man, I was just so impressed by what I saw. Man, that was a war. That was violent. So that I saw it in my house, man. And I saw that in the living room. There was only one TV in the house. It was in the living room. And I remember I caught that fight on Sunday when they replayed it on Mexican television. That's how I saw that fight. But that was the spark. Of course, I knew about the rivalry. Of course, I had been following Morales. I just didn't have the means to watch it live. I didn't have the means to watch it live. What are you going to do? All right. Let me tell you, the rivalry was real. I mean, I remember I saw that, and my memory bank. It's like I watched it live. I didn't know the result. I caught it on Sunday. It was easy to just stay away, and there was no social media back then. So a fight getting spoiled on you was very, it was easier to not get it spoiled. So when I watched it, it's like if I watched it live. It was just on a Sunday, and I remember just first of all, watching how violent this fight was and also being in shock. I thought Morales was going to easily outbox and perhaps stop Barrera with an onslaught late in the fight, but I was obviously wrong about that. I was a big Morales fan at the time, and I couldn't believe it. Now, what bothered me, all right, was how a lot of dudes just became Barrera fans overnight. Like some of my cousins just became Barrera fans overnight. No, but he won the fight for real. He won the fight for real. Shut up. Okay, he became overnight Barrera fans. Okay, after that fight. That's just the truth. All right? That's just the truth. So there's one cousin in particular, man, Barrera this, Barrera that. My brother, the baby-faced assassin. And, they both kind of went their own way after that fight. And people say, yeah, man, after that, they would always bring it up. What's up, AJ10? They'd always bring it up. Always. Oh, man, Barrera, man, after that fight, Barrera won for real because after that fight, Barrera looked better, and Morales started going on a downhill spiral. Like that's what people say. First of all, that doesn't mean you won the fight. That's number one. Even if that's true, that doesn't mean you won the fight. First of all, he didn't win the fight. Morales won that fight. Last I checked, he's got the W. If you want to play it that way. But I get it. The real winner was Barrera, right? First, that fight could have gone either way. Stop the nonsense. All right, people need to stop the nonsense when it comes to that fight. Stop it. All right? But I have to hear this. I had to hear about how Barrera won for real because he looked better after the fight. Well, he couldn't look any worse. I mean, what you expected him to? Of course, he look better than after what Junior Jones did to him. Of course, he look better. And like, get out of here. I mean, Barrera moved on, man. I mean, that huge. Make no mistake about it. Prince Nassim Hamed chose to fight Barrera because he knew he couldn't fuck with Morales and he couldn't fuck with Marquez. All right? He thought that was the easier fight of the three. Whether he was wrong or not is another story, but that's why he picked Barrera, and that's the only reason Barrera has that win. If he would have fought Morales, Morales would have beat the piss out of Nassim Hamed. All right? Joe host in the house. Most iconic rivalry, one of the most iconic rivalries ever. Absolutely. Make sure you throw a jab at that button. Make sure you share the video as we're starting this. I put it out with no notice, so it is what it is. Look, man, listen to me. Barrera, all right, he had a good run after that fight, but people over-exaggerate. Oh, he looked great. They just over-exaggerate. All right? Yes, Morales had some tough fights after that, but let's not forget that he got those W's. He was getting W's. Okay, that's what matters. And if we wanted to really get down to it, like if you wanted to prove that, oh no, Morales went on a downslide and Barrera went in the upslide. If you really want to go that route, okay, fine. Let's go that route. Let's do it. That was the second fight. And we're gonna start boxing stories right here. I remember being pumped up for this rematch. I've been hearing this whole time since their first fight. I have to hear all the crap. Oh, Barrera, he's just so much better now. He went uphill and Morales went downhill. They were making it sound like Barrera was going to destroy Morales. And I thought that's laughable. At best, it's going to be like the second fight all over again. At best for Barrera. At best, Joe host with the $1 to the DStyleBoxing Fund. That's what's up. At best. And look, this was before YouTube. This was before social media. This shit's, I mean, there was times we're all like, I don't know if it's like this with some of you, but the hub, like the spot, was Grandma's house. Everybody would go to Grandma's house in the front porch, all right, or in the yard, and she had like a nice table there and a nice fountain with chairs around and this whole stuff. We would all get there and we'd just start talking boxing, right? And I just hear all this made-up crap. Because back then there was no Google. Oh, no, Morales got knocked down 4 times in his last fight. No, he didn't. You guys ever had that shit where they just make shit up? Where a family member or friend used to just make shit up. Like, they would just make shit up. They would say fights happened that never happened. And then we have to thank the guys for Google and BoxRec for this now. Okay, we really do. All right? No, Morales lost the fight for real. He lost the fight just recently. No, he didn't. What are you talking about? Been watching all his fights on Televisa. Juarez, baby. Right? Getting those bunny ear antenna, signals. Just making the whole thing up. They just made the whole thing up. The whole thing just made it all up. No. But I'm telling you, Morales was knocked down 4 times in his last fight. Get the fuck out of here. He wasn't. All right? I had to hear all this crap about how Morales lost all his fights for real. He's been getting, decisions when he didn't earn them. And there's all this crap. Barrera's at a whole nother level now. He's got his confidence up. You don't understand. Okay, Joseph Brown in the house. What's going on, bro? Make sure you guys throw a jab at the like button and share the video. This boxing stories. The one you guys voted in. Barrera Morales rivalry with friends and family. Check it out. After hear all this crap. Oh, Morales, bro. Let me tell you something about Morales, bro. Morales is done Barrera has a whole new confidence. Did you see how good he looked in his last few fights? But Barrera looks like the same old Barrera to me, but okay. I don't buy this. They got that shit from HBO, right? That was telling them. HBO was telling people, right, that Marcos Antonio Barrera, okay, had improved as a boxer, all right? That it was a whole new Barrera. I just never bought it. He was always a good boxer, right? He showed that in fights like with Kenny McKinney, right? In the first, Boxing After Dark. We didn't need him to show it in any other instance, right? I don't see, in other words, I don't see proof that he improved. And so to me, it was the same old Barrera, same old Morales, just in the next weight class up at 130 or 126. I'm sorry. That's what I saw. Me. All right. People were convinced. No, 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 no. You need to understand this. Okay. You need to understand. Barrera's on the uphill. All right. He's climbing those stairs, and Morales is on the downhill. That's what's being told to me. Right? That's what's being told to me. Yes, he got that win over Naseem Hamed. It was a big win for him. All right? It was. Even though I'm going to keep it honest with you, Batman tweeted in the house what's going on. They should go. I wanted Naseem Hamed to beat Barrera. I'm not going to lie. I didn't like Barrera. I didn't like the shit he was saying to Morales. I didn't like the way some people in my own family, all right, and my community just gave a pass to Barrera for some of the shit he was saying. I didn't like it. I don't like, but I never went for Barrera in a fight. I never liked him. There was always something about him that rubbed me the wrong way. And if there's one fighter I just needed Morales to win, it was him. But he was loved. Oh, the babyface assassin. The babyface assassin. Check this guy out. And anything Barrera could do, Morales could do as well. Morales was he had more tools, bro. That's it. They went to that second fight. I watched that fight at one of my cousin's house. It was in his backyard, and he had one of those big TVs. You remember those big screen TVs? Boxing stories about bringing back memories for everybody, by the way. But we all have a lot of similar memories. You remember, it's about nostalgia right here. You remember those big screen TVs or big boxes? They were like square, and they were long. Moving that holy shit, because it was heavy, but you also had to be careful that you didn't break it. So it was difficult to move because of that. So you couldn't just be reckless with it, but it was heavy as shit at the same time. I remember setting it under. Remember, I don't know if you guys ever moved one of those big TVs, man. You would have to put we put a blanket underneath, right, and and slowly got the blanket under it, and then we pulled on the blanket while somebody pushed on it as well to get it all the way towards the sliding door, right? And then we realized some bozo forgot to measure it, so it didn't fit. It was too wide on either side. So then it was a glass sliding door. They had to unscrew the one side of it, right? The second half of it, in order for us to make room to push the TV in the outside. There was going to be way too many people coming over to watch. All right. And we kept pulling, and then, getting that bottom part of the sliding door, we had to get it over that. But we had to be careful because we didn't want to break the TV. Right? So we got that over. We got in the backyard. Got chairs. It was like a theater in the backyard. It was crazy. Got the chairs set up. Some people were standing in the background. I swear to you. And you know what's crazy about back in the day fight parties? What's crazy about fight parties? There was no smartphones or cell phones in those days. There was some people walking around with cell phones, but it was those big fucking blocks. Remember those big fucking cell phones that people used to carry around? It's different. Different. This, all right, was a time when, I mean, when you saw someone, you would talk about, hey, that's why marketing was very important back then. Fight posters were very important because they had the dates on them. They had you had to make all the time on there, the pay-per-view, your cable company had to send out, brochures. You had to call your cable company for details on how to order the fight. It was just a different time. People had house phones. So my cousin found a way. He got 30 people to a 30 individual, 30 bodies easy. I think it was over 30 people. But he got 30 people in that backyard. Barely fit in there, man. I'll be honest, I don't remember the undercard fights for shit. I don't remember any of the undercard fights. But I remember the main event, Barrera Morales 2. If you're ever in a living room or a backyard at a fight party and that house is divided, it is one of the best experiences you will ever have watching a fight. Period. Nothing beats it. The only thing that could beat it is if you're at the actual fight watching it with good seats. That's the only thing that beats it. This was something else. That's right, Joe Lopez. 40 out. Some boulder forgot to measure it. The whole thing would have been worth filming. Absolutely. How many Mexicans does it take to get a big screen TV onto the backyard? That's how the jokes start. Okay. Every time in my family, every time one of us has a hard time doing something, we always say that joke. I see this is how the jokes start. All right. One time, I swear I couldn't get a light bulb, because it was broken. It was cracked. So I didn't want to the light bulb. I didn't want to twist it too hard because it would have broken, man. I don't want to fucking cuts on my fingers and shit, right? So trying to open it with my hands, towards the very end of it, but on the top that is, and I couldn't quite do it. So my brother he's like, yeah, this is how the jokes start. How many Mexicans take off a light bulb? This is how the jokes start. Right? But anyway, so we were. I ended up getting some a wrench that took it off with that. But anyway, all right, we're there. Let me tell you something. It's like a wave, man. It's kind of the best way I can explain it is. Let's say the bell rings, both fighters in the center of the ring. There is a calm before the storm in that moment, right? There really is. As they're both going to center ring, they circle each other a little bit, and even the first few punches, jabs that are thrown, there's just a calm before the storm. And then, especially in those fights, the Morales will come in, boom, 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 throwing some shots, and he'll get his guard up, and then here comes Barrera, boom, 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 boom. All right? So all you hear was, oh, on one side of the room and oh, on the other side of the room. And then it just keeps going over. And you just hear that over and over and over. And the shit talking is some epic shit. All right. There was a round where Barrera clocked Morales with a good shot. It was a really good shot. I forget what round it was. And Morales just got his guard up and started moving. He started moving his hips, side to side. He went back to the ropes, and Barrera did not stop that onslaught. He kept coming, boom, 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 boom. He would just come in. Barrera, the defense of Morales was tight right there. But I remember like my heartbeat rising. My heartbeat was beating faster than the punches Barrera was throwing. Okay, and then you had, I mean, this one side of the room, right? I'm like in the middle where you could hear the other damn side, right? I can hear it. And I just hear like, oh, whoa, where's your boy Morales now, bitch? Yeah, it's like that. Okay. Oh, it's like that. It's like that. Okay. Same round, Morales came back, boom, hook, boom, boom, hit him with like a 3 punch combination. I stand up, and just as I'm gonna say, what now, motherfucker? Okay. Ahora que pendejo. I was gonna say it. Right? What now, bitch? Okay. What now, idiot? As soon as I stood up and I was about to open my mouth, Barrera comes back. Boom! Hits him with a shot. My cousin gets up. What the fuck you gonna say? It was great. And I'm watching because I stood up, and then the people behind me are like, sit the fuck down. They had to stand up. And I just remember slowly lower myself, and my hands were in my knees. Because Barrera was having a moment. It was one of Barrera's best rounds. He just came in, boom, body shot, boom, upstairs, boom, upstairs. And Morales just kept that guard up, and I know he's just being patient. He's being patient. And then, boom, he landed a counter. All right? And I just remember, it's all right. It's all right. The bell rang. It's okay. It's okay. That was Barrera's best run. It's cool. All right? It's cool. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, rest of the fight, they weren't so fucking loud. Right? They were not so fucking loud on the Barrera side of the room because Morales was putting on a boxing lesson. There was moments of brilliance and it was competitive, but man, Morales was like, he just stopped brawling with the guy. He made it a boxing fight. It was a much more technical fight. Barrera made him fight at times, but he would have to earn those moments in time. It was not like the first fight. And I'll never forget Lampley. This is not as good as the first fight. Fuck you, Lampley. All right? Fuck you. Nobody cares about what you think. All right? King in the house, what's going on? Joe Lopez, absolutely. Batman tweeting Mosey Mayweather split 50-50. I bet you there was a lot of shit talking in that second round. And they're probably quiet after that. But, man, the whole fight, man. Oh, well, what now, bitch? And like if anyone outside the family heard us talk like that, honest to God, like I honestly believe like they would have thought like we were about to throw down, right? Like they thought we were gonna throw fists, you know. But no, it's not like that. It's just the way we talk, right? And I know a lot of boxing fans that are just like that. It's just the way we talk, right? But it's real though, you know. But it does get real at times. It does get over the board, but not all the time. But this was like the rivalry was real. Then we went to the scorecards. I was talking so much shit. Look at that. D-Style was talking so much shit. I want to shut up for the last 4 rounds. I mean, I was like, come on, Morales. I mean, I'll say, what was I saying? Man, but Barrera has no feet, bro. Look at Barrera. Barrera's too flat-footed for Morales. Like, I was talking so much shit. Look at Barrera. Barrera can't deal with a jab. Barrera can't deal with a jab. I thought, well, what happened to Master Barrera? What happened to Barrera 2.0 and all the other bullshit I've been here? I was talking so much shit, and none of them were saying anything back. They were just, hey, shut the fuck up, man. Okay, we heard it the first time. It's not funny no more. But I was talking so much shit, all right? Kenneth Johnson in Mississippi. What's going on, bro? We got people from all 50 states all over the world here on DStyleBoxing. And I was so confident Morales won that fight. I cannot tell you. To this day, I'll watch that fight with anyone. I scored that fight live on my channel. You can find it on my channel. I did it last year. I can't. I don't know how anybody could give that fight to Barrera. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You cannot give that fight to Barrera, right? I'm talking so much shit. I mean, I'm talking about that. Like Barrera can't even deal with a jab. Like Barrera can't even deal with a simple 1-2. Look at this. I was talking so much shit. Look at this. If you don't stand there, Barrera wants you to stand there and just like get hit like a punching bag. I was talking so much shit. All right. Hey, shut the fuck up, man. We want you to fight, okay? Like, shut up. I'm trying to hear the corners. They had nothing to say in the last 2-3 rounds. Nothing. All right? Nothing. They had nothing to say. But I was talking so much shit. Not just me. And yeah, you had your Barrera fans that were like, oh, no. But look at his face. But look at his face. But look at Morales' face. Get the fuck out of here. For damage the dude did early in the fight. Get the hell out of here. You know what? That's actually the first time I ever heard the look at his face. Look at his face, though. Look at his face. Watch it just because Barrera has a fucking smushed ass face that he can't damage. He's already an ugly motherfucker. Well, you can't see the damage. All right? What do you want me to do? All right? Of course Morales is going to have a banged up nose. It's not all squished like Barrera's. Get the fuck out of here. All right? Get the hell out of here. All right? But anyway, I was talking shit, man. I was so confident. And they robbed Morales. And all these motherfuckers acted like it was a just decision. Fuck you. I'm so bitter about that shit. I'm so bitter about that shit, man. I should have hurt them, man. They were celebrating. The Morales fans were like, what the fuck is this? And I was telling them, you have to admit. Like, admit it. Like Morales won this fight. I'll give you the first fight. But you got to give Morales this fight. If you guys were crying about the first fight, which was a lot more competitive and could have gone either way, okay, you got to give Morales that second fight, man. He outboxed Barrera, bro. After all that talk about, Barrera was on the upside and Morales was on the downside and Barrera's been looking good after, okay. He looked good against Naseem Hamed, who Morales would have fucked up. Morales would have fucked him up, bro. And I got to hear this whole thing. My uncle's like, mira las caras. Mira las caras. Ganó Barrera. And oh man, when he said, y bien ganado, he said. And Barrera beat him, and he beat him like very well. Like it wasn't even close. Like, get the fuck out of here. All right? Who are you dudes kidding to saying that Barrera won that fight? Who's anybody? He didn't win that fight, dude. All right? He didn't snatch the O. They gave him the O. It was the weakest snatching of an O I've ever seen. And who knows how that changed the trajectory of both their careers. But not to worry, right? We had another fight coming. After he won, they took out the tequila bottles. And, let's take a shot for Barrera. Here you go. I threw that tequila. It's the only time I threw. They poured a tequila shot for me, and I threw it out. Right? The only time in my life that I was not going to take a shot for Barrera winning. That was not going to happen. That's right. Oh, no, DStyle. What you do? Why did you do that? It's a mortal sin for a Mexican to throw out some tequila. I threw it out. They poured me the tequila, right? And they said, for Barrera. And I threw the shit out. I threw it. Not the glass. It's just, just the liquor. Hey, man, what the fuck you doing that? I ain't going to take no shot for Barrera, quote unquote, winning this fight. He didn't win this fight. I ain't going to take no shot for Barrera. Look what I think about Barrera. I fucking threw the tequila to the ground. That's what I did. Ashy knuckles in the house. Yeah, he did, bro. He got a shot glass, a double shot glass, those long ones. He poured a tequila. That was some Don Julio shit too. The 1942, whatever the fuck it is, they poured it. My cousin pours it, and I think we're just gonna take a tequila shot, right? No, he's like, for Barrera, I got that shit. I threw it out. Like, here's what I think about Barrera. Poof, right there, right? That's what I think about your precious Barrera. I just got a fucking gift. I didn't know they were fighting on December 25th. All right? Santa Claus came early for fucking Barrera and shit. He did not win that second fight. Anyone who tells me Barrera won that second fight, man, I'm going to throw out a tequila shot if you tell me that. Right? And never pour me a tequila shot and tell me, oh, this is for Barrera. I'm going to throw that shit out, bro. All right? I'm not going to decline it. I'm throwing it out. What's going on? Scrapbook boxing. Damn it, Twin. That is a Cindy style. It's like me throwing a shot of Hennessy. I had no choice. They left me no choice. All right? And that's also the day, all right? Like, look at his face. I fucking hate that shit. Look at his face. Because Morales just got finished, first because he had some, bruises in his face and shit. So what, bro? That most of that damage was done in spots. For the majority of that fight, he outboxed Barrera. Barrera just doesn't show damage like that. All right? Everyone's face features in it. It's just different. You can't score a fight that way. You just can't. For Barrera. Joe Lopez 40 out with this shit. Get out of here with that crap. You guys make sure you throw a jab at that like button, or I swear to God, Floyd Mayweather Sr. is going to get pissed off, bro. You guys aren't utilizing the jab. Right? If Floyd Sr. finds out you're not utilizing the jab, I swear to God, he's going to get pissed. I swear to God. Throw a jab at that like button. The third fight. First, I have to hear all this crap. I have to hear all this crap, dude. All right? About how Barrera's this and Barrera's on the upside and Morales was it's a myth. Okay. People that say that after that first fight, Morales went downhill and Barrera went uphill, it's a myth. It's not true. It's not true. All right. First of all, when they made up again, Morales won that fight for real. All right. He outboxed Barrera. Okay. He outboxed him. After that, right? Barrera's the one that got his ass whooped by Pacquiao. It was in Morales when they first fought him. So I don't know where you guys are coming from with this. Oh, this guy was in the downside. And right? Morales, he beat fucking Cano, who's still a pretty solid fighter in his weight class to this day. He just finished knocking out Linares, okay? So you're telling me, all right, that he lasted longer than Barrera. You guys are full of shit. Barrera, fucking got a headbutt in the Khan fight. It looked ridiculous. That stopped the fight. It was ridiculous. All right? Haciendo ridiculeces ahí peleando con Khan. He was just looking ridiculous the rest of his career after that. All right? But look. Third fight. The lead up to that fight. I thought, this is it. Right? Barrera is done. Okay? He just got his ass handed to him by Pacquiao. This is it, right? And I always felt like Morales could beat Pacquiao. I always felt that way, right? And people in my own family were like, you're crazy. Okay, fine. We'll see. I ended up being right, which is a story in itself. But I went that fight. Like I said, back then there wasn't social media or anything like that, okay? So sometimes just fight gatherings didn't happen. But I remember earlier that day I was at my grandpa's house. I was with my grandfather. I helped him mow the lawn and stuff. And I knew the fight was that afternoon, And my grandfather had a way of like telling you he wants to watch a fight. And that he wants you to find a way for him to watch it without him actually asking you. You know what I mean? Like, he would be like, oh, mira el periódico aquí, que según va a pelear Barrera con Morales, otra vez, mira. No sé. Translation. Oh, look, I'm looking at the newspaper. You're something about Barrera fighting Morales the third time. I don't even. Supposedly they're gonna fight tonight. Like, translation. Find a way for me to watch the fight, motherfucker. Okay, you're my nephew. Find a fucking way. That was the translation. All right, what's a nice way to say it? So, my aunt was there, and she beat me to the punch. She's like, "Well, just come watch it at my house, right? Go watch at my house. I have the dish at the house. I'll order it. Blah blah blah." Okay, it was a Saturday night. Look, I didn't mind at all watching fights with my grandpa on a Saturday night, even at a young age. The parties were just getting started afterwards anyway. Okay, like shit didn't get started till pop until like 11, 12 anyway. Okay, so I went to my grandfather's my aunt's house. I'm sorry. So this wasn't as rowdy. It was different, a different experience, but it's special to me because I got to watch it with my grandfather. And I'll never forget those ugly ass yellow gloves, bro. Those ugly ass yellow gloves. They just stay in my mind to this day. Right? I was like, what's that Bruce Lee movie where he wears all yellow? Like, I don't know if it's The Boss or whatever it's called. That's what it reminded me of. I'm like, why are these guys wearing all yellow? What's going on? Okay, but anyway, to me, Barrera was on the downside. People talking about Morales being on the downside. Okay, they were both, obviously there was wear and tear on both guys, but people exaggerate when they say, oh, Barrera looked amazing and Morales went on the downside after that. I think they're exaggerating. Third fight. They're in the ring. All right. And again, I don't remember the undercard for shit. I don't remember anything about the undercard. But I remember this fight. Let me tell you something about this fight. It was closer than the second fight. It was. Right? It was. Not as close as the first fight, but it was close. It was the trilogy. It was the one to settle it all. And I remember the lead up to that fight. I remember in El Diario, which is the newspaper in Juarez, on the front page of their sports section, in big, bold letters, pierdo con cualquiera. Nomás no quiero perder contra Morales. Translation, I can accept defeat against any man, just not Eric Morales. So he can, if another guy gets the best of him, hey, the best man won, he can accept it. But he couldn't accept defeat against Eric Morales. And believe me, it was mutual. El Diario had some good, coverage about this fight. And there was a lot of questions lingering. This was a crossroads fight in many ways for both guys. Many say Morales wasn't dominant anymore, but he was winning fights. All right. So when people say he was on a downhill, okay, but he was still winning fights. Barrera just finished getting his ass beat by Pacquiao. He got his ass beat. Brother jumped in crying to stop the fight. I loved it. Okay. Oh, I loved every second of that fight. Oh, this Pacquiao dude is fucking bad. Beat his ass. Yeah, continue to beat his ass. Beat his ass some more. No, don't stop it. Ref, get the brother out of there. I want to see him beat him up some more. I wanted him to get his ass beat. Okay. Like, beat his ass. Like, I was so excited watching Pacquiao beat his ass. Right? Every time I'm having a bad day, man, I pop in that first Junior Jones fight with Barrera or that Pacquiao fight with Barrera. Cheers up my day. I feel a lot better after that. It's like therapy. All right? So I was watching a fight. Let me tell you something. All right? Let me read this comment real quick. Scrapbook again in the house. Christian NW says Barrera le golpeó la cara. He hit him in the face. Ashy Knuckles, when two great fighters fight in the ring. Shit. somebody's got to take that L. Both were top notch for the time. Absolutely. I still think Morales was robbed in that second fight. They go to that man. The build up to that third fight was something else. I have a story from here. Okay. There was a call center here called Echo Star that worked for one of the satellite companies. All right. My brother worked there at the time, and I remember him telling me, hey, I had a friend that worked there too, and he was like, hey, Barrera and Morales are going to come before the third fight, and they're going to sign audit. So you want, and I was like, yeah, I don't want anything signed from. I remember he told me, hey, you want them both to sign a glove? Like, no, I'll burn the shit if Barrera signs. Okay. So what do? I just want Morales to sign. I want Morales' signature on the glove. All right. And I was so excited. I mean, I was going to have a glove signed by Eric Morales. Now, this was not open to the public. This is just for the employees there that was selling a damn pay-per-view. All right. So I'm all excited. Oh, man. Comes back, no glove. Like, what? No glove? I specifically bought those gloves so you get that glove signed. I would have had that shit framed and hanging right now, man. But I don't have it. You know why? Because these idiots, there was 2 break rooms. 2. There was the big break room with a big cafeteria in it, right? And there was room. They set up a nice table for the signatures to happen, right? And there was like a little small break room that they were not using originally, okay? I don't know who organized this event. I have no idea who organized this shit. But I will tell you, all right, not only did they get both guys to show up, they got them at the same time, all right? At the same time. They booked them at... You're going to put these dudes in the same room to sign autographs? Are you crazy? They obviously did not follow boxing. All right? They set them up in a table with 2 chairs right next to each other. Like, okay. Barrera's team got there first. He sat down. He was taking pictures and signing autographs and the whole nine, right? There was a line. And then but Morales' team shows up. This dude's still here. None of the camps knew they were booked at the same time. Right? So to their surprise, man, these dudes were going to throw down then and there. I'm not exaggerating. It was that serious. They threw down at press conferences, dude. They're going to fight now. Like, instead of being unsanctioned, what are you doing? So Barrera was like, fuck this shit. Tell him to leave. It's my turn. And Barrera's team was like, well, we just got here. We're not going to leave. You leave, right? And then some brilliant idiot decided, he's like, well, I have an idea. I mean, we have another break room. You can go to the other break room. Morales' team saw that break room. And, man, the ego's a bitch, bro. The ego of a man is a bitch. They saw this room and they said, fuck no. No way this dude's going to have the big room. I'll get the little room. Morales left. He left pissed off. And I never got the glove signed. I was so pissed. I was so angry. I couldn't believe this happened. First of all, whoever organized this shit was an idiot, right? I was so mad, man. I was so pissed off. And around that time, I believe they had a press conference here. That might have been the second fight, but I know there was a press conference in El Paso for that fight. Right? It was like a big event here. Right? I did not go to that press conference, so I wish I had a story about that. But my cousin tells me a story that's not so flattering. Okay, that he went to the press conference, and somehow him and his friend got a hold of the mic, and that he said into the mic, he said, Morales, he's like, Morales, who's your daddy? Right? And apparently Barrera was laughing, and they think it's funny, but it's really not funny. Right? There's nothing funny about that whatsoever. Fuck you. Okay. But anyway, so the third fight. I remember the lead up to this fight. There was a different feeling about it. because they were no longer really fighting for supremacy. Because now you had Pacquiao around, and so it was a different field now. But it was a crossroads fight. It was a fight to see who's really going to move forward, and perception is everything. And because Barrera won that third fight, everyone kind of has this perception that he went on the uphill and went on a rise, and Morales went on the downslide, which just isn't true. I argue that what Morales did after that is greater than what Barrera did, but that's another story, right? Third fight, ugly ass, yellow gloves. Okay? Ashy Knuckles said Morales was definitely robbed, and that's why Ashy Knuckles is the man, right? After getting thumbed in the eye, you look bad, but Morales clearly won. Absolutely. I forgot about that. Dirty ass. That's another thing about Morales. Barrera, man. He was a dirty fighter, bro. Right? I remember when he hit Barrera. I'm sorry. I remember when he hit Marquez, when Marquez was down, bro. Like, dirty fighter, dude. Dirty fighter. Bad attitude. Refused to shake the hand of Kenny McKinley until they had to twist his arm to do it. And fuck that guy. Well, no, seeing this in the end, I would have been heartbroken. Absolutely, Joe Host. Watching that third fight, man, I watched it at my aunt's house, and I watched it with my grandfather. And my grandfather was not a very vocal person while the fight was happening. He really focused on just watching the fight. So the experience is just different, right? He was literally a man that just watched the fights and watched everything. Like, he just anticipated what he can, and between rounds, he would, like, you don't talk to him during the fight, all right? Like, what are you doing? All right, Chief's trying to watch the fight, so he would watch the fight, and you have to kind of between rounds. Then he would talk to you, and he would tell you what he thinks is happening. And he was seeing a much closer fight than I was. Maybe that's a fanboy of Morales in me, but I felt like Morales was getting the best of Barrera as the fight progressed. There was a round in that fight, I think it's the 11th round, where Morales, who didn't look his best in terms of physicality, did look heavy in that fight, but he came in, man, with an onslaught on, but I thought the fight was going to be stopped at one point. He came in, I'm like, if this keeps happening, he's going to hurt him, and I waited forever. I waited 3 whole fights for Morales to stun Barrera to the point where he could stop him, all right? He hurt him at times, but never got him to where he was really, really hurt. And this is the closest he came, man. He couldn't like not land anything. He was landing shot after shot. And it was the one time I just remembered, like, it was a good round when my grandpa would like sit up, but like, whoa, like you knew it was good. And Morales was coming, boom, 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 boom. The onslaught just wasn't stopping. All right. And then Barrera came back. Like, somehow we came back. I believe it was a hook, clocked Morales. And Morales got his guard up again. And here came Barrera. Like, now it's my turn. Boom, boom, boom. It was one of the best rounds of the whole trilogy. A very underrated round. I'm trying to remember, it was 10 or 11. But, man, he put it on Barrera like hell, bro. And Barrera came back with all respect. I mean, you got to respect what he did. I don't like him personally, but what he did in the ring was amazing. Came back with an onslaught. And probably even got it was hard. I might even give him Barrera that round, right? After that, I think Morales said, yeah, I'll just try to box him. Okay. I think trying to stop him isn't working out. He took a little more risk trying to stop Barrera on that fight than he did in the second fight, because they didn't give him the decision. I felt Morales won that fight. But I can't call it a robbery because it was close. That one was close. All right. I remember they announced it, and I just sat there in silence. Like, I just sat there, and I think I was drinking a glass of water, just like Morales was drinking his water bottle, right? She's like, I'm just gonna drink water out of the water bottle right now. It's hot out here. But he was drinking out of his water bottle. Morales was, you know. And Barrera, I'll never forget Barrera, the number 2, with his hands, looking at his corner and doing number 2, like all excited, like a little kid at a fucking candy store or some shit. I got a Twix. Like, that's what he fucking do. Like, I got 2 of them. Like, shut up. And I just remember thinking to myself, like, God damn it, man. They robbed him in the second fight. They could have given him this. They could have given him this fight. I remember seeing, I think Top Rank and Golden Boy did this fight. I think Morales was the Top Rank and Barrera was Golden Boy. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I remember seeing De La Hoya's fucking big ass stupid smile standing next to Barrera and talking about how Barrera looked good in the fight and he definitely won. Shut up. Okay. Oh, he didn't look good in the Pacquiao fight. This time, the real Barrera came out. Okay. All right. And I just remember thinking to myself, I honestly felt, I had a feeling like Morales was going to retire, like Hagler style. Like I thought he was going to retire. He kind of tucked that kid afterwards too. And I'll never forget Larry Merchant's stupid ass. All right. Larry Merchant always got on my fucking nerves, man. All right. Because I want to rewind a little bit. I forgot to mention this. The second fight, there was 2 quotes. One I loved. The second one I fucking hated. Right. The one I loved was after. It was either after the fight or during. But Lamley again, talking about how it wasn't as violent as the first fight. I don't know why he does that shit. But anyway. Why wasn't it as violent, George? Why wasn't it as violent? Who knows in the chat? Who knows what George Foreman said? Anybody know what George Foreman said? I said it like 2 weeks ago on the channel. Who's listening? What did George Foreman say? Ashinoko says Morales was definitely robbed. Yeah, I read that. Morales did win. Joe Host, wow, no signature in the end. Absolute Christian NWO. I thought Morales won the first 2, but Barrera the third. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I can't argue about the third fight. The third fight was close. I can't argue about the third fight. George Foreman said, you're not going to find it on Google, guys. All right. So George Foreman said, this is all memory bank, right? There's some stuff you just can't Google. There's just some stuff you can't go to BoxRec and get. Okay. George Foreman said, to the question, why wasn't it as violent and as crazy of a fight as the first fight? He said, because that's when they were fools. Now they're millionaires. I love that quote. All right. I mean, it's not exactly true, but it was just a good quote. Not entirely true anyway. Right. But he is right in the fact that they were now millionaires. That he was right about. And who could question? They earned their millionaire status, if fighters ever did. But there was, I believe it could have been I'm pretty confident it was a second fight. Morales was walking out to the ring. Could have been the third fight. I don't know. It was one of those 2. He was walking out to the ring, and he's talking about how Mexicans compete against each other all the time, he said. Oh, Mexicans. I mean, they're so competitive about everything, not just fighting. I mean, they're always having, he said, they're always talking about how I could fight better than you. I could eat more chili than you. I can, I remember hearing that. I remember being in that room. That's why I think it was the second fight, because I just remember the room being like, the backyard, whatever, being like, what the fuck did he just say? What the fuck did this dude just say? Like, did he just say that? Did he just say that? Like, for real? Did he just say it? Anyway, back to the third fight. Tim Gallegos, George Foreman grill is a godsend. I thought George Foreman was underrated as a commentator, man. A lot of people hated him. I don't know why. I love George Foreman as a commentator. Um, the aftermath, to me, was beautiful of this. But Larry Merchant is interviewing Morales, who just lost a very tight fight that could have gone either way. And who got robbed in the second fight. And that gave you this amazing trilogy. And he goes up to him and he asked, Morales, what do you were talking about it. This man is he's not at your level, and he doesn't belong in the ring with you. Are you going to take that back? Like if Morales was the only one saying he's going to whoop Barrera's ass, and like he was the only one saying he can't accept defeat. Like if he was the only one saying, I mean, that's just not true. The framing of that question made it sound like it was one-sided, and that Morales was talking shit that this dude isn't at his level. Barrera was over here talking about how he's going to knock out Morales and show that he's at another level too. I mean, this was a two-sided thing. They were trash talking before the fight. Morales looked at Larry Merchant after the translator translated the question, and he said, "Look, I have a thing called pride, and maybe something you're never going to understand." And that's all he said about that. He didn't say anything further. There was nothing else to say. All right. He went back, man. Right, and he didn't retire, but he went on. Okay. Obviously, a lot of people felt he could have won those fights because he got that shot against Pacquiao. That's right. Barrera got an opportunity. I'm sorry, Morales had an opportunity to fight the guy who just destroyed his nemesis. And he went in there. It was a very competitive fight, but he outboxed Manny Pacquiao. He did something Barrera never came close to doing. Right? And when he went southpaw midway through that 12th round, it was just that cherry on top. It was that cherry on top. To be honest with you, Morales should have retired right then and there. If Morales would have retired after that Pacquiao win, like just go to retirement, man, it would have been the perfect ending. I wanted him to retire. I wanted him to retire, like so bad. I don't want him to fight Pacquiao again at all. He ended up fighting again, man, and didn't look so good in the next fight. But he took some rest after the second defeat to Manny Pacquiao. The third fight, he kind of already was I think he had announced retirement, but he came back. Took Danny Garcia to school for a couple rounds, so Garcia caught him, right? And then Garcia knocked him out in the rematch, but he beat Cano before that. Barrera didn't do much else after that fight either. I mean, what did he do? He had some, I'll give him this. He had the Rocky Juarez wins. Those were impressive wins. But other than that, what else did he do? He lost to Pacquiao. He lost to Marquez pretty decisively on the scorecards, and it was a wrap for him. What did he do after that? They both went downhill after that. This talk that, Barrera went up and Morales went down is all bullshit. Honestly, Morales got a bigger win after that. He beat Pacquiao, dude. At Pacquiao's optimum weight at that. And he was weight trained in that fucking rematch. Oh, yes, he was. No, you can't. He was weight training in that rematch, bro. Morales was having a hard time making that weight. and didn't even look good in the last fight. Morales wanted to fight a weight class above. Pacquiao was like, no, we can't do that. So fuck it. Morales a warrior said, fuck it, I'll do it anyway. Whatever. Morales lost the rematch in the third fight to Pacquiao, but he'll always have that big win. And that's something Morales couldn't do. So don't give me this crap that like what did Barrera do after that? He didn't do much, right? So spare me with this talk that one guy went up, one guy went down. That's all bullshit, right? That's all bullshit, folks, and don't let it fool you. It's what that is. Morales always had these one-liners for Merchant, man. It was hilarious. You could tell. You could just tell Morales didn't like Merchant. You could just tell. He never started arguments with him, but you could just tell. I remember when Merchant was like, congratulations on your win. We're wondering why. Well, why did he go southpaw in the 12th round? What were we trying to prove with that? We're just, wondering why did you go southpaw? Translator, like, él quiere saber por qué te fuiste zurdo en el último asalto, porque Morales, like, he would always have his arm crossed too, like when he would interview him. Shit was hilarious. He just slightly leans over. He looks at Larry Merchant in the eyes, right? Just looks at him right in the eyes, and he says, "Te gustó?" That's all he said. The translator was like, it's kind of awkward, but then he looks at Merchant and he says, "Did you like it?" And Merchant said, "Oh yeah." And Morales gave him a look like, "Well, shut the fuck up then." Right? That shit was classic. That was classic. I was so happy after that win. I wanted him to retire so bad. I wanted Morales to retire so bad after that. I really did. That or pursue a Marquez fight, one or the other. But other than that, I wanted him to retire. I did not want him to fight, Pacquiao again. Fuck it. They thought you were going to be easy pickings, right? That's why they fought you. And you came out and you outboxed a dude, all right? And he's out here making excuses that because of the headbutt and all this. The dude went southpaw to give you a shot at the end, so you could shut the fuck up about it, right? Like have you guys seen the movie Troy when Achilles is fighting Hector, and Hector trips on a stone, and Achilles says, "Stand up. I'm not gonna let a stone take my glory. Stand up." Morales went southpaw, just so he could give him a shot to win. So he didn't have to hear the bitching at the end. They're talking about all this, the right hand of man is going to come to life and this, that, and the third. Morales was like, nah, not tonight. On this day, you're falling short. All right? And it was competitive. I got to give him that. But I felt Morales clearly won that fight. If you gave Morales that Pacquiao fight, you got to give him the second Barrera fight, right? But he should have retired after that, man. Just like Roy Jones should have retired after the John Ruiz fight. Morales should have retired after this win. He should have retired. He would have been on everybody's top 3. You know how much it pisses me off when I see top 10 Mexican fighters of all time, and I see Barrera's stupid name there. I don't see fucking Morales's. That's the consequence of when you rob a fighter, right? For those that say, well, what's the big deal if a fighter gets robbed? We know who won for real. No, bro, because it has long-term effects. All right? People look, okay, when they make lists and stuff like that, they put Barrera over Morales, even though they have many common opponents that Morales beat better. And in Junior Jones and Pacquiao that Barrera couldn't beat. You're out of your mind if you got Barrera on the top 10 list, but not Morales. You're out of your mind. Now, you obviously don't know how good Morales was in his prime. How good do you think he was in his prime if with love handles at 140 pounds, okay, he was giving Marcos Maidana fucking hell and arguably won the fight? How do you think how good he was in his weight class in his prime? Just saying. And by the way, there's no way at that age that Barrera and his style would work. The reason that Morales was able to, even though it was in a losing effort, but compete with much bigger men, okay, later in his career at an older age, way above not only his prime, but above, past his prime and above his optimum weight class, was because he had better boxing skills than Barrera. That's why. That's why. So spare me this. Morales went on the downhill, and Barrera went on the uphill. That's a myth. If that was true, Barrera wouldn't. Okay, it would have been the opposite. He would have beaten Pacquiao, and Morales would have gotten the fight stopped in the first fight with his brother crying. It was the other way around. What's up, Underground Asylum in the house? Tim Gallo said Larry Merchant sometimes seen drunk or something. Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, Larry Merchant, bro. That dude. He had some good zingers. He had some good one-liners here and there, but I don't think he was made for interviewing. That's me. I mean, dude will finish the fight in the third round, okay, and Larry Merchant would act like they're running out of time or something, right? Okay, I want to thank God, and we don't thank God in our interviews. If you could answer the question, please. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Let the dude thank God and give a shout out to whoever he wants to give a shout out to. He was just in a prize fight, bro. He just went through a grueling training camp and fucking fought someone who was trying to tear his head off. You couldn't give him 30 seconds to thank God or whatever. God damn. But anyway, that's me. Fuck you were doing. Brian David in the house says, what's up, fam? Well, that's boxing stories, guys. That's boxing stories. Volume 3. You guys check Volume 1. Volume 2. Great memories, bro. Great memories. But by the way, that Pacquiao Morales thing, that fight, it was just like 4 of us. At same cousin's house, by the way, but it was in the living room this time. And so shut the fuck up came from that. Like, because Morales was, did you like it? Did you like it? All right, shut the fuck up then. Right? Like, shit's crazy. Right? Shit's crazy. Like Larry Merchant forgot, in case nobody gets what Morales meant by that, right? You're just a spectator, dude. That's what you are. Right? Like, you're just there to witness. Right? And he gave you something to watch. And that's that. Why do you guys think Morales went southpaw in that 12th round? It wasn't for very long. It was like a minute and a half, but he went southpaw. He was not a southpaw fighter. And Pacquiao still couldn't do shit. Pacquiao still couldn't do shit. I think Morales could have gone southpaw the last 3 rounds if he wanted to. Pacquiao couldn't do shit. All right? Anyway. That's that, man. That's that. For those that came in late, you could go back, watch the rest on archive. This is DStyleBoxing Stories. Keep it boxing. I'm out.